And the people pleaser in me is screaming right now, even disclosing what I have done. Today I want to talk about something that has negatively impacted my life a lot, and I would not hesitate to guess that it's also negatively affected yours as well. And of course, you know what I'm talking about. It's social media and our addiction to it. I'll be the first to admit, I am addicted to social media. It's toxic. It's completely consumed my life. It got to the point where it was just like I'd sit in my car when I get home for like an hour and scroll. But as a content creator, as a creative, I can't quit it, right? It's just not a reasonable thing to expect me to quit that cold turkey, because it is such a big part of my life and of my creative practice and of my freelance business. Like, it literally is part of my livelihood. Like, it leads to jobs, it leads to leads, right? And maybe that's a whole systematic issue with like my business and how we treat social media. It's like a platform that we require. Maybe we should look at other ways, but that's another conversation entirely. So I had to figure out a different way around it. And in the past, I have tried social media blocking apps. But at the end of the day, for some reason, all of these apps have, at least the ones that I have tried, I've tried half a dozen of them, they tend to not be strict enough. Like, they give you an easy way out if you need to access the app. Long story short, there needs to be a better way. There must be a better way. And I think I found a way that is, it's not perfect. There is no perfect solution to this, but it is really helpful. Basically, the solution is to unfollow 90% of people on your Instagram. And the people pleaser in me is screaming right now, even disclosing what I have done, because there are people that are going to watch this video who I've probably unfollowed, and I'm really sorry about that. But this was a drastic measure that I had to undertake for my own mental health. But I want you to know that it wasn't a mindless thing. It wasn't completely random where I'm just like unfollowing every single person. There is a rhyme and reason, there is a method, and I want to share that with you, because maybe if you're tempted to try this, if you've already tried all the other techniques and it hasn't worked for you, maybe this seems extreme, but this system may help you justify it and help you feel a little bit more comfortable with it. So here's what I did. The first question I asked myself is, does this person bring me value? Now, value is obviously a subjective term. That's going to be different for everyone, but for me, that was, does it give me artistic inspiration? Does it make me want to create more? Because that's my core value. Slow living. Is this person stressing me out and making me feel like I'm not enough? Or are they promoting a slower lifestyle? And the final one is faith. So like, is this person and what they're sharing about the Bible and about God, is it enlightening or is it judgmental? So that's the kind of test I went through. So does it bring me value? If yes, I continue to follow them. If I'm not sure, or if the answer is no, then I ask myself the next question. And that is, do I know this person in real life? Now, obviously this is a spectrum. There are best friends, and then there are like people you've met once, acquaintances, right? And then there are obviously strangers as well. So if I've never met them before and they're not bringing me value, I unfollow them. Easy decision. If I have met them before, I then ask another question, which is, would I be excited to see them if I bumped into them in the street? There are certain people that I would immediately walk up to and be like, oh my goodness, it's been so long. How are you? So good to see you. Tell me about your life. Those people I continue to follow. Yeah, I'd be excited to see them. If I would possibly duck behind a bush or hesitate, there's any doubt in my mind, I just unfollow them. Now, I should caveat this with, if I do know the person and I would be excited to see them, that doesn't mean that I have to follow them, right? Because I'm already friends with them. I already have their number in my phone. So at that point, it doesn't become like a, yes, you must follow them. It's like, now it's discretionary. And what was so crazy to me about this whole process is once I'd gone through this, I whittled down about 1,600 people to about 200 people. And that is a much, much more sustainable number. Hopefully I don't, but I could get through all of that content in one day without having to refresh the page and, oh my goodness, there's more content, like that's a much smaller amount of time, at least hopefully, that is required of me. It was really interesting going through and doing this process, because I very quickly realized that 95% of these people or accounts I followed unintentionally without actually considering the quality of their content or how it would impact my mental health, my emotional state, or what value it would even bring to me. I like to compare it to when you're going on an adventure or going on a holiday and you just take photos of every single thing that you see because you don't want to forget it. I think we do the same thing on social media where we just follow people or follow accounts because there's like one funny video that person made and we want to follow them so that we don't forget who that person is, because it's kind of a part of pop culture now. And if someone asks us, oh, have you seen the video where XYZ? You want to be like, oh yeah, I follow that guy. Yeah, we have that in common. Maybe this is just me. But it was almost like I was treating Instagram as like a second memory rather than a social media app. It was also a really interesting exercise because during the process of unfollowing, I noticed that a lot of accounts had like no posts. And I hadn't even noticed that they hadn't posted, or they hadn't posted in like 1, 2, 3 years, and I also hadn't noticed that. You know, we freak out as content creators, oh, if I delete everything, or if I don't post for a day, or if I do XYZ imperfectly on this social media platform, people are going to notice, they're going to judge me, they're going to unfollow me. 99% of people won't notice, right? You're going to be in 1% of your followers, like top 10 accounts that they regularly see or filter through. Those people will notice, but because they love you and they're like your biggest fans, they won't care. Well, they probably won't care because they value you as a human being. Long story short, people don't care, people don't notice. You don't have to be chained to this algorithm at the end of the day. So you're just jailing yourself, you're putting yourself in cuffs that don't exist. Just doesn't, I'm getting hot. I'm like really passionate about this. Another thing that I noticed in this unfollowing phase was that there are a lot of accounts out there that stress me out, make me compare myself in negative ways. I just feel cringe watching. I only follow out of curiosity because they're in a different like social demographic or have different skill set, or they're weird to me. And so I follow them out of curiosity, but that brings no value to my life whatsoever. And what is also crazy is that in unfollowing 1,500 people, I only lost like 3 followers. I might lose more after publishing this video in hindsight, but people don't care. So it's fine. Like, it's absolutely fine. And maybe one day I will refollow them again. I'm not anti-following people. I'm just being a lot more discretionary and cautious and intentional about the people I do follow. What was also super interesting to me was that about 400 followers, like unfollows into the process, Instagram sent me this message saying that I wasn't allowed to unfollow any more people because of their like community guidelines and to protect like the people on their platform. But yeah, that was really confronting. It's like, this platform really wants me to stick around. They really don't want me to unfollow people because they know that the more people I follow, the more like sucked into this app I'm going to be, and the more time and the more money that they can get from me. So yeah. So I hope this conversation has brought you some kind of value or inspired you to take some drastic or not so drastic measures in your own social media presence and following and habits. If you're interested in the topics of like creativity, slow living / productivity / sustainability and faith, definitely hit that follow button and turn on notifications for future videos like this. And also feel free to follow me on Instagram. I can't promise that I'll follow you back, but if I find value from you, I 100% will. So it's like a test. No, I'm kidding. Feel free to follow me there if you want to. No pressure. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.